Hi, my name is Matheus, and today I want to share with you a little bit about my last year, my lessons learned about platform teams. And so, as the title says, we're going to walk through why and where to start with platform teams. But first, a quick introduction about myself. I'm from Brazil. I'm working as a head of technology at PicPay, which is a fintech. Uh, these are my social medias. I would love to connect with you. So please feel free to reach out. Also, I'm working in IT industry for 12 years so far. And just to give you an overview about PicPay, recently PicPay has completed 10 years and we are cloud native since the beginning. So today PicPay has around 60 million users uh, and we transact 6.8 billion reais every month. Uh, well, I hope you enjoy the talk and let's get started. So, what is the platform? That is the thing that we want to answer a little bit. So, when we heard this question, what is platform? We could think about a train station, an oil ring, perhaps a river deck, or even a shoe with a large soil. This is one in particular was very famous in Brazil in the early of 90s. Uh, but the platform will always refers to something big, which brings together different parts of a complex system and makes work all together, right? In software, a digital platform has could could have some abstraction definition, but I like the definition of Evan Butcher. He says that a digital platform is a foundation of a self-service APIs, tools, services, knowledge, and support which are arranged as a compelling internal product. This is a very important part, an internal product, right? Uh, so this is interesting, but how does this apply to the real world? How can we structure teams to build digital platform? First, we have to go back a few steps and start from the beginning. So let me start. Let me tell you a story that represents the majority of the startups. All right. So it's common to see three stages in the startup life, which is the first stage is garage stage. Is when the startup is founded, and this stage people act as a team. So the knowledge is centralized in a person itself, and this stage demands a high experimentation, so they can validate the fast as possible the product that they are working on. Okay, so at this moment they probably will find the target audience, and if everything works fine, the startup will not shut down in less than 2 years, which is great. And of course, we are keeping simple here. There are more variables involved in this first round, like investment rounds and something like that. So, but now let's simplify here. Okay. The second stage is the scale up stage. The startup already achieved some results so far, and then becomes more present the need to establish engineer teams to attend to specific needs. So, like new features, refine the user experience, expand the user base, and have a great customer experience. So, we aim for the customer success at this stage. And then we have the third stage, is when the startup joins to the big leagues, and then the companies start to fight for the top or a significant slice of the market. So with all that, the platform teams are necessary to sustain the growth rhythm and help with the regulatory compliance issues, connect the all complex ecosystem that has been built so far. And of course, we need to get focused on efficiency into operational costs as well. So, yeah, those are the three stages of a startup. And as you can see, the platform teams emerge between the scale up stage and the big league stage, the stage 2 and stage 3. And it's very rare to see some platform teams at the first step, the first stage, because at that point, probably the startup is focused on the product itself, and they can the product around this, not how it's built, but what we deliver as an outcome as a product. Okay, so if you take a big picture between the stage 2 and stage 3 for a startup, they can look like this, something like this. So we will have a blend of technologies to resolve different problems or even the same problems, because until now, as I said, people do not pay too much attention to define standards, and we want to give autonomy to the teams to solve the business problem. So we, we let the doors open to new technologies to solve our problems. In these towards for a polyglot environment, probably we're gonna have too many CI/CD tools, and we're gonna need to apply code quality gates, implement infrastructure code, apply monitoring, and something like that. And just to say an example, like at PicPay, we are dealing with 1,000 engineers distributed around hundreds of squads with different goals and in the product itself. This is why it's important to have platform teams, because feature teams don't have uh, sufficient capacity to take care of all. That's fine. That's okay, because the platform team must reduce the cognitive load from those things. Okay, so the idea behind the platform engineer team is that they build development tools that multiply product engineering teams can use. Okay, so we want to decrease the cognitive load. This is one idea that is very is implemented in a good way in team topologies. So it's a reference that I put in here. And yeah, so we are talking about why to start with platform teams, but now we're going to walk through where to start. Okay, so a good platform helps the engineer teams to be more independent. So you don't need to have all this division to start a platform teams. Instead, it's better that you use a incremental way to implement the platform teams as well. Okay, so we want to provide automations and standards that enhance the developer experience. Uh, think about how you're gonna make your platform services available, uh, because no one wants to open ticket to Jira, right, or Zendesk or whatever. So make it a self-service experience. So promote a self-service experience is the point. Very very important here. And then we need to look for integrations as well. So create integrations without friction, which means don't over engineer your platform. Don't reinvent the wheel. All right. So keep it simple as possible and give some flexibility to collaboration as well. I hope this is making sense for you guys. Okay, so move forward. We can start with a lot of topics when we say platform engineer teams. The feeling of being feel lost is very common. Okay, you have to gather some, but one thing that you can help is to gather some consistent information about what problems that you want to resolve first, right? So you can start with infrastructure, monitoring, common functions as a service. How can we provide this? And I will tell about my experiences. So I've been working with the development lifecycle platform, which is the one that I will go drill down for the next slides. And the strategy here, you will see that's not what necessarily we are doing just in PicPay, but you will see that I try to resolve some problems that perhaps you are feel familiar with. Okay? So a brief summary about the development life cycle. This image probably you are very familiar with. We have the code stage, the build, the test, the release, and the operation stage. Okay, uh, how can we start a team looking for that? So it's important to understand what are the pain points in this cycle. So you can use different approaches by having a large number of developers in context. You can work with surveys that can give you powerful insights, like asking things related to the moment that the devs needs to create a new repository. What is this journey? What is the pain points inside this journey? Uh, how or even a step before, like how they decide to create a new microservice. What is this decision comes up? So those questions will help you to lead you and understand where to start, to where is the best approach that fits in your company. Okay, I will tell a little bit about the PicPay. We followed this line here. So we started with two specific points according to our surveys. The developers had too many questions towards create a new microservice and how we can operate it after the release. After all, we don't want to break things at scale of the PicPay. So when you have four programming languages, different frameworks as well, it's challenging to define how it should be the best practices. So the mission of this team that will look to code and operation stages, that we named as an internal development platform team. It resumes to define standards, make possible the discovery of the existing services here at PicPay, with which teams own what. That's very complicated when we say about 1,000 of engineers spread in a lot of squads, and make this all in one place. Okay? It will be very helpful for us. So internal development team was created to take this mission, right? So to do that, we adopted Backstage here as our IDP. It attains most of our needs for now and give us the flexibility to create our own plugins as well. So when a dev needs to create a new microservice, we offer him a template that creates a baseline repository structure. And then the dev needs only to take care of the implementation of business logic. Also, it uh, it comes with integration CI/CD pipeline as well. So this is great because if we have a newcomers or junior or mid developers, they don't need to understand all the CI/CD pipeline. They just can consume it. That the catalog, we will talk this a little bit further of this presentation. Okay, the catalog feature help us to discover the ecosystem. So we make it easy to access the four keys data metrics as well, and we can see the data metrics from the microservice perspective and to the business unit perspective as well. So we can see the advances that the maturity of the teams, how they are moving forward at top elite performances. And we have some plugins to help visualize the Kubernetes cluster health as well. So Sonar Metrics, Tech Docs, without any friction. So this is very important when we say about tool integrations, okay? So all this is centralized in one UI, user interface. So the devs don't need a dozens of tabs in Chrome to understand the components, to understand how the microservice that they are working on is going on, right? Great. So talk about the next step that we follow here. I mentioned that our templates in our IDP comes with a CI/CD pipelines, and we had understood this was a different product. So we created a CI/CD platform team to provide this as a service. So as we heard today, it is very important to understand the platform needs to work as an internal product, and we want to give this golden path for the new users and for the regular users. How we deliver that for people? So we use Tecton and Argo CD. They comes out to the scene. They are both CN CF projects, and we are using Tecton for our CI. This is helping us to create the full tasks that we understood is necessary for all teams, despite the programming language they are adopting, like guardrails and some SEST applications or something like that. And we are using Tecton as well. We take this as an opportunity to create custom tasks as well. So teams with more expertise, they can collaborate and create new tasks as a work plug and play, and then share with another teams. This is a great one. So Tecton is a really handful tool here for us. And we're starting now with Argo CD, and he makes the all magic comes up when the subject is deployment, and is helping us to enable GitOps as well. So this team specifically work with those two tools. And for last but not least, we figure out that a platform team could be interesting for us to raise up the quality across the company. So we create a test automation platform team. This allows us to have more governance over the tools and working as enable, and they work as enable team. Okay, so in order to achieve better quality code results and experience itself. Okay, so and one thing that I would highlight here that is very important, this team doesn't have only QA engineers. We need developers, we need some people that need more infrastructure skills to scale up quality practices. It's not only on the hand of QAs. So this is important. And actually, when we talk about platform things, we gonna aggregate a lot of disciplines inside these teams. All right, so some advice about what we are living here, what I learned so far. So the first one is don't be so specific. All right, so in order to develop a developer, in order to develop features for platform, you don't need to attend one specific squad. Take take in mind that you want to impact most of the users as possible. So we need to be judgmental when we are prioritizing our backlog. So it's the eternal dilemma between rigidness and being too flexible with the teams. So what is something specific you can give this flexibility to the team to create itself their plugin. All right. Uh, yes, create platform teams as a product is important, which means do not enforce users to use it, right? Convince them and show the outcomes expected using the service that you are providing. Uh, would lead us to the next topic, that is communication and support. This is very important, is a differential when we say when we use the metric of adoption. So give them the visibility of the roadmap, the release notes that you are for your platform, asking for the users feedback, answer questions, and be open to the community. You need to treat your developers as your users, as your customers, right? Uh, it's a long run, so in order to achieve great results, it takes time. So it means it's not a half marathon or a marathon, it's an Ironman. So it will take time to be successful in this journey. And we can collect the impact of a platform team over 6 months, 1 year, something like that. We probably will not get satisfied results in 1 week, 2 weeks, or even a month. It take time to make impact. Even if you, especially if you are working in a big company, a company that has a huge scale. Okay. Uh, One thing that's important for all platforms and the context of microservices as well is work with solid contracts, which means don't break the experience in each new release that you have. All right. So I've been studying about the promise theory by Mark Burgess as a guide. So I will add the link of this reference to you guys. I hope you have a chance to take a look. And as I said, platform teams are composed by generalists, not specialists. This is very important. We have a few specialists in development, ops, and quality, but we have plenty of generalists working here. So it's very important be to have this diversity in your teams. Okay, great. So I would like to thank you guys. I will share this document with you, this presentation, and we have some reference here about what we talk about. And well, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed. Please feel free to reach out. I hope you like it. See you next time. Bye.